Hello, my name is Asko Kauppi and I'm the founder of BM Design. We intend to bring a lightweight automated transport system to the market by 2014. This is our system, the BM1. It's an automated lightweight PRT system. PRT stands for Personal Rapid Transit. It's similar to systems found on airports or amusement parks, taking people from one station to the other without interim stops. You travel alone or with your friends in one of the bubbles. If you're more than 3, you can book multiple vehicles. The benefits of the system are high convenience for the passengers, ease of purchase and ability to reuse ground level for the cities, and very high energy efficiency for the environment. Helsinki, 120 years ago. We were still part of Russia. The rest of the society has been completely remade, even multiple times, but our transport choices have changed remarkably little. Horses have been replaced by engines, but buses, trams and trains were already there in 1890s. We believe it is finally time for some radical changes to happen. Bangalore, India. This particular flyover is for a metro train, but they are often for cars, lorries or buses. Growing cities anywhere in Asia are going three-dimensional in order to fight traffic congestion. However, the end result is often not very beautiful. We need a transport infrastructure that changes with the city. It needs to be more convenient and personal to the passengers. For cities, the system must be cheap. Current public transport systems cost hundreds of millions and make for lousy projects to handle, or they don't get realized at all because of the price. Any new or old system must consider reducing carbon emissions. We offer -80% in energy use and possibility for completely carbonless operation if the customer so requires. For years, automated transport used to be the area of science fiction and cartoons. This has changed recently when 2 automated PRT tracks got opened. One of them is in Heathrow Airport, London, and another in Masdar Ecocity, Abu Dhabi. Now magazines such as the New York Times and The Economist are writing stories of the possibilities of automated transport. Google has its automated cars, which have driven over 160,000 miles on US highways without a single accident. We are even starting to see real flying cars by now. This one is a working prototype by Bert Rutten, the architect of commercial space vehicles Spaceship One and Spaceship Two. The Finnish ERA, Electric Raceabout, was built by a group of students in 2010 for the X-Prize competition. Their budget, €1 million. The T27 by Gordon Murray Design, UK, budget £9 million. We have entered an era where computers, electrical engines and new business models allows for breakthroughs to happen with relatively small money involved. Another important change is that instead of infrastructure we are having services. Instead of government involvement we are having more and more public-private partnerships. Instead of static, massive, expensive projects we are having smaller dynamic and modular projects. PRT transport is one of the technologies involved in this transition from infrastructure to services. Also, the market is ready. There are currently 3 companies with an existing PRT product on the market. To get there has a pilot working in Masdar. Their vehicles run on rubber wheels on concrete, fit 4 to 6 people and use magnets embedded in the floor for orientation. Ultra has a pilot in Heathrow and is planning at least 2 tracks in India. Their system also runs on rubber wheels, fits 4 people and uses infrared sonar for orientation. Vectus, a Swedish-Korean company, has a test track in Uppsala and is starting a project in Sancheon, South Korea. BM1. We are one of the few concepts pitching for a lighter 2 to 3-seater cabin, which helps make the track and the stations light. We believe this is vital when PRT comes out of airports into everyday transport. People don't like heavy flyovers, they want beautiful working cities. The initial markets for PRT are in the airports, tourist sites and other private areas such as corporate campuses. We are not going after the airport market, since that is where our competitors already are and where their bigger offerings work well. We do go after the tourist sites market. This means historical cities such as Bath in the UK, Rome and others. Here construction of ground-level transport systems is troublesome because of the huge archaeological value of the land. BM1 only needs little holes to be dug every 15 to 20 meters, and the views while traveling will be gorgeous. Urbanizing economies provides the mass. It's completely possible we need to produce some 100 million vehicles within the next 30 years. Each such will replace 5 to 8 cars in these economies, helping them cope with growth and climate change. BM design is in the heart of the network. We are responsible for the branding, CAD design, software, user interface, communications. We tie things together. To get the BM1 system out onto the market fast, we have gathered parties interested in doing the physical parts of the system. Planning the tracks is done together with existing transport planners. We have contacts established to these as well. The customer is responsible for collecting ticket income, we are not. They pay a monthly or yearly fee for operation of the track. Actual operations are done by a separate local company, using a franchising business model. Such a company can be independent, it can be owned by the customer, by BM Design, or a combination of these. The passengers. Interfaces to them are handled partly by the operator for the actual trafficking and partly by BM Design for the cabin user interface, third-party channels, and account management. The customer and the passenger are not in direct contact. This is what it means to sell transportation as a service. Financiers. Until we are big enough to provide our own financing arm, we need support from banks, government agencies, and individual funders to get things going. If you like what you see, invest in us. Analysts are expecting a boom for the PRT industry starting around 2016. The yearly turnover of the industry is estimated to be $30 billion by 2020. We aim to be leading this market with over a 60% share. Naturally, there's lots to do. The business climate for doing this now is much better than it was in 2008 when I started. Technically, there is no reason it cannot be done. Mentally, it's all up to us. Managing the network of providers will be a challenge, but nothing unlike what other industries such as mobile phones or computers have already gone through. In spring 2011, we were invited by Autodesk to join their CleanTech partnership program, providing us amazing tools to design and test the whole system by using computers only. Other companies are using these, for example, to build amusement park roller coaster rides. We will be aiming at somewhat smoother rides, but using the tools extensively. When all goes well, we'll have a pilot in Finland by the end of 2014. After that, sales can begin. It is hard to estimate the total cost of development cycle. It is somewhere around 10 to 15 million euros, but much can be achieved already with smaller money, thanks to our lean startup strategy and extensive use of CAD tools. What is important is to keep the momentum going, not to waste time waiting. Finnish government grants can be used for up to 70% of development costs if Tekes approves for such a project. This should help us especially in the funding of the pilot track. There are many reasons to do this project. One is that it is simply cool and it can be done. One is that there is genuine market demand for such light transportation systems. One is that it will help cities cope with congestion and lift the level of life of the citizens. One is to help mitigate climate change by moving our city infrastructure towards zero carbon, fully recyclable systems. But the biggest reason is none of these. The biggest reason is that thousands of animal species are in the verge of extinction because of one, us humans. We managed to do that within 100 years with our technology. Now we have maybe 40 years' time to fix the mess. It's little frogs like this one that will most benefit from projects such as ours. Please help the frogs. Thank you.